Good day, students. It's another day to learn new things. In this video, I'll discuss to you the things you need to learn about spoken texts. Let's do this. For our lesson objective, at the end of your lesson, you are expected to evaluate spoken texts using given criteria, namely fluency, tone, cohesion, and correctness. Now, before anything else, let me introduce spoken language. Spoken language is different from written language for many reasons. One important reason is that it usually has to be understood immediately, whereas written language can be read many times. For that reason, spoken language has many different features. Spoken language has the following characteristics, namely, variation in speed, but it is generally faster than writing, loudness or quietness, gestures, or what we also know as body language, intonation, stress, rhythm, pitch range, pausing and phrasing. Spoken language is less complex than written language. It is grammatically less complex since it has fewer subordinate clauses, fewer that to complement clauses, fewer sequences of prepositional phrases, fewer attributive adjectives, and more active verbs than written language. Spoken texts are longer. This means that there is more repetition. The percentage of different words in the text is generally below 40% for spoken texts and above 40% for written texts. Spoken texts also have shorter, less complex words and phrases. They have fewer nominalizations, more verb-based phrases, and a more limited vocabulary. They're also lexically less dense than written language, for they have proportionately more grammatical words than lexical words. Spoken language has more words that refer to the speaker, more quantifiers and hedges, and less abstractness. Spoken language has more verb-based phrases. For example, having treatment in written text would be being treated in spoken text. And hospital care in written text would be changed to go to the hospital in spoken texts. Spoken language also has more predictive adjectives. For example, instead of saying misleading statistics, you may say statistics are misleading. There are also more pronouns like it, they, you, and we, and of course a lot more. It also has more lexical repetition, more first-person reference, like I, and more active verbs than written language. Spoken language has fewer complex words and phrases. Now let's compare these sentences. First, every previous visit had left me with a sense of the futility of further action on my part. Whenever I'd visited there before, I'd ended up feeling that it would be futile if I tried to do anything more. Second, violence changed the face of once peaceful Swiss cities. The cities in Switzerland had once been peaceful, but they changed when people became violent. Improvements in technology have reduced the risks and high costs associated with simultaneous installation. Because the technology has improved, it's less risky than it used to be when you install them at the same time, and it doesn't cost so much either. Tell me, what did you observe? In formal written English, we often use a passive when we do not want to specify who the agent is. In spoken English, we can use a subject such as people, somebody, they, we, or you. Let's compare these two sentences. They're installing the new computer system next month. The new computer system is being installed next month. It sounds more formal. Now let us learn more about the differences between written and spoken texts. Written texts include stories, comic strips, instructions, recipes, PowerPoint presentations, emails, text messages on mobile phones, newsletters, posters, scripts for plays and performances, factual texts and explanations, or any other piece of written language. When people are writing to or for each other, their interaction may be made up of a series of sentences, paragraphs, and connected ideas. What is a spoken text? Spoken texts include oral stories, interviews, dialogues, monologues. For example, a welcome to country speech, a presentation to the class, phone conversations, discussions, role plays, or any other piece of spoken language. When people are speaking to each other, their interaction is made up of a series of utterances. For example, questions and replies, comments and suggestions, requests and responses. In this video, we learned about spoken language and its characteristics, spoken text and its difference from written text. Thank you for listening until this point. Good job, student, and good luck with your session.